Hi class and welcome to Module 2. Let's take a look at some of the things in Module 2 which is going to help us organize the data so we can start analyzing at a deeper level. So some of the things I'm going to help you out with is understanding first what is a distribution, because this is a term that you're going to get introduced to in this unit, and then we're going to see this throughout the rest of the course. So it's important to understand what it is. And as we saw, we're interested in data and all the values that we might see in our data. However, what's also important is how often we see them, because when we know how often something happens, then we're able to make better decisions about what we expect to see. So some of the other things that you'll see are important about distributions that you want to pay attention to is how we describe these distributions of specifically a quantitative variable. So you're going to see that I'm going to focus on the shape, the center, and the spread, and understanding that those three things are key to making sure we understand what a distribution looks like. So those are three things you always want to be able to describe. So look out for that in the material. Second, don't pay too much attention to the calculations of and the formulas for a percentile. That can be calculated in multiple ways. And even though there will be questions on it on the homework and maybe one on a quiz or so, StatCrunch or other calculators will actually do those types of calculations for us. So make sure it's important to understand what a percentile is versus how to calculate it. Finally, you're going to come across many different types of graphs in this module. So we want to start thinking about, why do we have certain graphs? What kinds of things can I see in these graphs that in certain graphs that we can't see in other graphs? And those are things that's going to be useful to us later on as we start having to form our own ways of communicating and deciding what's the best method to be able to show these. All right. So as you make your way through, again, if you have questions, please contact me or send them to the discussion board for the classmates to help out. Do whatever you need to do to help you understand these materials. All right, good luck.